Hi guys, I'm David with MediaUnlock.net, and today we're going to be talking about your Sony a7 III. Now we're going to learn all the buttons, functions, we're going to go through all the menus, we're going to do a very deep dive into this camera to explain how everything works on it. So in this first part of the whole entire series, we're going to look at the very front of the camera and how it works, both sides of the camera and the bottom of the camera. Again, this is going to be an 8-part series. It's going to be pretty long, but if you stick with me throughout the whole entire 8 videos, you're going to learn a lot about your camera and how to use it. So let's dive into part 1. Let's dive right into the video, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the very front of the Sony a7 III and go over a few things, and then we're going to work our way around the rest of the body. As well, to mention, I did leave autofocus on my a7R III, which is what we're using to shoot this video. So if it goes out of focus a little bit, it will hopefully capture back focus really quick. But I found it to be easier to have the autofocus going so that as I do certain things, it will focus on the area that we're working on in theory, instead of things going out of focus. So let's dive right into this. So let's just talk about like the very front of the camera. So this button right here is actually going to be your release for a lens. Now, if you notice, you have a white dot right there. Depending on what type of camera you're putting on, if you notice right here, we have a white dot right here, as you see, right there. So we want to line that white dot with this white dot. So what we'll do is we'll just pop it in and then boom. Now, this is a Canon lens on what's called a Metabones adapter. So we actually have a Canon adapter for the Sonys. This lens is great for macro and it's super cheap. But just to show you, that's what the adapter does. So I'm just going to line this back up with where it needs to go and then lock this back into place. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this button down here to disconnect. And that's how you take your lens on and off. It's very simple. This is your sensor right here, just to show you guys. And then this is your, if you notice, the lenses have little pieces right here. So those connect down here to this. That's how you control your autofocus and f-stop. So just to let you guys know. Now, anytime I'm changing a lens, I prefer to have the camera upside down. And then I want to put the lens on upside down. Once you get good enough, you'll be able to just put your lens right up and connect in. That way, you don't have a bunch of dust falling into your sensor. And let's be honest, no one wants dust in the sensor, especially photographers. You come back home and you've got a bunch of dust on your landscape and you're spending like an hour just getting dust out of your sensor. Or a big piece of dust gets on during video, and that's during your wedding, and you just like, there's nothing you can really do when you get a big piece of dust video-wise. So just keep that in mind. The lower your f-stop is, or the more wide open your lens is, the less dust that will show. The sharper, or mainly the higher your f-stop is, having more in focus, the more your dust is going to show. So like an f16 versus like an f2.8, you're going to see a lot more dust at f16 than you will at 2.8, just to let you guys know. Right here is your remote sensor, right there on your grip. And then you have your illuminator right here. So this is going to help with autofocus, flash, that kind of stuff. It's going to illuminate so it can help for a second, and it's going to help with your autofocus. As well, you can change this dial to what you want. I believe I have this dial set to my f-stop. So just to let you know that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move to the bottom of the camera real quick, and we're going to go over a few things from it. Then we'll hit each side of the camera, the top of the camera, and then we'll jump right into the back of the camera, because the back has the most functions and buttons that we're going to have to go over for this first part. So if we look at the bottom of the camera here, this is your battery piece here. So this does, if you flip this up, your battery pops right out. Very simple to take your battery on and off. And then if you notice, there's a little piece right here. If you pull this up, it will disconnect so you can put on your battery grip or whatever you want. And then you're able just to pull that up and just pop it back into place. Super easy. Again, you want to put the left side back in and then pop it up, and it will reconnect. Now you do notice there's a little piece right here. This little piece will come off. If you have a certain battery that actually connects to a battery connector that gives you a longer battery life, you can pop this out, and there's a plug that goes right into here that will connect to the battery that's sitting in here, just to let you guys know that that is an option on the market. Right here is your tripod piece, 1/8 inch. And then right here, just to show you guys, This is going to be your serial number and information about your camera. So we'll go to the side here. There's not much on the side, really simple. We're just gonna hit this button and we have 2 SD card slots. If we look here, just to show you guys, and we'll see if it will focus here for a second. And, so right here, it has SDXC2 versus SDXC. So slot 1 is actually going to be faster. So you want to put your faster cards in slot 1. And you want to be working off of slot 1 because it just has faster read-write speeds where you see over to the right where it says SDXC2 versus the SDXC. So this slot over here, much faster slot versus this slot as far as the speeds that it can take. So just to keep that in mind, if you're shooting off slot 2, switch back to slot 1, put your fastest SD card in there. It's going to be great for you. So we'll close this up. Really simple. Oh, I guess I should show you you pop your SD card in and out like that. So your SD card, to me, it feels like it's upside down. Like I feel like I should be putting it in like this. However, you put it in upside down and just push it in, it locks in. Very, very simple. So we'll jump over to the side here. Over on the side, we'll pop this off if we can. So this is going to be your mic port. So this is where you plug in your mic, and we'll go over the settings later on in a future video that actually show how you can control the audio coming in to your mic. And then we'll pop off this port right here. And you have a mini HDMI and you have your headphone jack. So you are able to listen on the audio if it's coming directly into the camera. It's fantastic having that option. And then mini HDMI, right now I actually have my Sony a7R III plugged into a monitor, so I'm able to look at the monitor as I'm showing you guys all this stuff because we just have an overhead camera shooting straight down. So that mini HDMI port is being run from the camera into my monitor, so I'm able to see what I'm doing, and it's really nice to be able to have that. We'll pop this back open here. So you have USB-C, so if you want to do tethering, which is fantastic, and then you also have your multi-port, which is pretty much an Android connector, but it's a special one that comes with the camera, so you can plug other things in that way. That's a port that's proprietary to Sony. So as you can see where it says multi right there, and then this right here is USB-C. So you are able, when tethering, to get much faster speeds right into a computer, especially if that computer accepts. I think it's USB 3.1 or 3.2. And it really speeds up things, so it's fantastic. Hey guys, thanks for stopping in and watching whichever part you just finished up. As always, there is a link right over here to the side that you can click. It will pop out, and then you can actually pick which part you want to watch if you haven't finished them all. And there is going to be a link at the end of this video. If you do happen to click on that link, that does give us a little bit of commission so that we can keep making these videos. And as always, guys, I'll catch you next time and create better. Let's go. Well, it was a lot of fun teaching you guys about this camera body. If there's other camera bodies you'd like to learn about or other videos that you'd like to see here at Media Unlocked, please let us know because we're here for you and we want to make content that you guys want to watch.